Your person is caught in a storm of emotions they didn't expect to hit so hard. The strength of their feelings for you has left them unsettled, as if the ground beneath them has shifted. Every thought circles back to you, holding you, being close to you, kissing you. But your clear boundaries have drawn a line they can't cross, leaving them stranded in a sea of longing. Slowly, they're starting to grasp the seriousness of what's happening. They see it now. You've had enough. You're done with excuses and empty promises. For the first time, they truly understand what it means to value you, and that realization is shaking them to the core. They can feel it. You've raised the bar, and nothing less than real effort will win you back. Words alone won't cut it anymore. They know they need to show real, change genuine, visible actions that prove they've grown. Anything less will fall short, and they can feel the weight of that truth pressing down on them. There's an urgency driving them, a need to act now before it's too late. But at the same time, fear grips them. What if they can't meet your expectations? What if they lose you forever? As they watch you move closer to starting a new chapter without them, panic sets in. The idea of you walking away, of creating a life where they're just a memory, feels unbearable. Finally, you reject the idea. It feels as though you lose them, and yet deep down they understand. This is their moment of truth. It's a painful lesson, but a necessary one. If they want to be part of your future, they have to step up, not with promises, but with proof. And they know, with certainty, that this time, nothing less will do. They're starting to see themselves in a new light, realizing the mistakes they made in this connection. For a long time, they avoided taking real responsibility, hoping you would always wait. But now, that hope feels like a distant dream. They understand. If they want to hold on to what you had, they need to step up in ways they never have before. As they reflect, memories of you flood their mind. Each one is vivid, like a movie playing over and over. Moments filled with laughter, comfort, and closeness. These memories aren't just reminders of the good times. They are also a painful wake-up call. Each one forces them to confront how they failed to give you the care and love you deserved. They can't escape the truth anymore, and the weight of their regrets grows heavier with each passing thought. A strong sense of protectiveness has started to build inside them, driven by how much they now realize you mean to them. But that protectiveness is tangled with regret. Regret for the times they didn't show up for you, for the chances they missed to make you feel valued. They wish they could go back and do things differently, but they know they can't. All they have now is the present, and the fear of losing you is pushing them toward change. Your distance hasn't gone unnoticed. They see the way you've become more guarded, pulling away from what you once shared. It scares them. They can feel the emotional space growing, and it leaves them restless, unsure of how to fix things. They want to reach out, to understand what's going on in your world, but every attempt is met with silence. This lack of communication gnaws at them, filling them with worry and a sense of helplessness. They know they're running out of time, and if they don't act soon, they may lose you for good. The silence from you feels like a heavy weight pressing down on them, growing heavier with each passing day. With no clear answers, they're left alone with their thoughts, wondering, are you moving on? Have you found someone else? Are you happier without them? These questions swirl in their mind, feeding their anxiety and forcing them to face the reality they've tried to avoid. The unknown is unsettling, and it's making them realize that their hesitation can no longer be an option. This distance between you isn't just space, it's a reminder of what's at stake. They're finally starting to see that doing nothing comes with real risks. What once felt like a temporary break now feels like a widening gap that could soon be impossible to close. It's forcing them to reflect on what they truly want, and it's clear to them now that losing you isn't something they can accept. If they want to keep you in their life, they know it's time to act, but action means more than just words. They understand that this time it's about rebuilding trust through effort, not promises. Executing these principles will help you move past fear into faith. They can't undo the past, but they can work to show you, step by step, that they've changed. It won't be easy, but they know it's the only way to prove their commitment and bridge the distance between you. Right now, they feel stuck at a crucial point. One part of them is pulled by an intense desire to be near you two, close the space between you, to hold you close, and to remind you of the love they still feel. But the other part is gripped by fear, fear that you've already moved on, fear that they might try and it still won't be enough. The thought of rejection feels overwhelming, yet the idea of not trying at all feels even worse. This moment feels like a test stone that will shape what comes next. Deep down, they know they can't afford to stay frozen by doubt. If they don't step forward now, they may lose you for good. End quote. Next lesson, your roadblocks revealed. Next question, the road closer. And though the fear remains, so does the hope that if they're brave enough to act, there might still be a chance to rebuild what they lost. It's terrifying, but it's also the push they need to take a leap and fight for what matters. They see how much you've changed, stronger, more confident, and sure of what you deserve. While they admire the person you've become, it also makes them realize something hard. If they want to be part of your life again, they'll need to do more than just show up. They'll have to prove themselves in ways they've never done before. And now, watching you from a distance, they understand they don't have forever. If they don't take action soon, they might lose you for good. This fear is painful, but it's also pushing them to grow in ways they once avoided. They can't just wish to protect you and keep you close. They know that to truly stand by your side, they first need to face the part they played in creating this distance. Your quiet withdrawal and guarded heart have forced them to reflect on who they've been and who they want to be. They're at a point where they need to decide. Are they ready to step up and be the partner you need? They know this isn't just about feelings anymore. It's about trust, effort, and responsibility. Whether they find the courage to rise or not, this moment is a turning point, and through it all, they can't ignore the way you've changed their life. You weren't just someone they loved, you were someone who challenged them to be better. At first, they didn't know how to handle that. You made them face things they weren't ready to see, and instead of rising to the challenge, they ran. They ran because it felt easier to stay in their comfort zone, a place where nothing demanded effort, where they didn't have to risk failing or falling short. They thought staying safe would protect them from disappointment. But now, looking back, they see how wrong they were. That so-called safety didn't help them grow. It only held them back. They didn't understand it then, but now they see. You were the person they needed, the one who believed in them even when they didn't believe in themselves. the one who saw through their excuses and loved them enough to want more for them, even when they didn't want it for themselves. That's the one who was worthy of the trust. That's the one who was worthy. It wasn't easy for them to accept that truth. It took time, and it wasn't without struggle. But with each passing day, the truth became clearer. Even after they tried to move on, your presence stayed with them. No matter how much they tried to convince themselves it was over, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. You've become a part of them, stitched into their thoughts and memories in a way they never expected. Every moment they think of you, they're reminded of the person they could have been if they hadn't let fear hold them back. Now they're standing at a crossroads. They know they can't change the past, but they have a choice: to stay trapped by fear or to finally rise and show you that they've grown. They want to believe they can be the person you deserve, but they also know it won't be easy. Whether they succeed or not, they know one thing for sure: you changed them. You made them see what life could be, and no matter what happens, they'll never forget that. You've left an imprint on their heart, and for that, they'll always be grateful. End quote. You changed my life in ways I never saw coming. You didn't just teach me lessons. You opened my eyes to what real love, patience, and strength look like. Looking back now, I see how blind I was. I didn't fully recognize the gift I had in you, and for that I carry a deep regret. But this regret has done something unexpected, has humbled me, shaped me, and, in a strange way, made me grateful. Grateful for the time we had, for the memories we created, and for the love we shared. What we had wasn't ordinary. It was rare and beautiful. There was something almost magical about us, something deeper than words can describe. It felt like the universe itself brought us together, like our bond was written in the stars long before we even met. From the very first moment, I felt it, that natural, instant connection. It felt timeless, as if we were meant to find each other in this lifetime. Even though we're apart now, I still feel you everywhere. You show up in my dreams, in quiet moments when my mind drifts, and in the corners of my heart that still long for you. No amount of distance can change that. You've become a part of me, and I carry you with me wherever I go. I dream of the day I can see you again, look into your eyes, and share everything I've learned. But until then, these words will have to do, if nothing else. Please know this: I will never stop loving you. You are the love of my life, the one I want to share everything with, the one I want by my side through all of life's ups and downs. Even though we've been apart, I've grown. I've healed in ways I never thought possible, and I couldn't have done it without you. Even from a distance, you've helped me become a better person. You showed me that love, real love, is worth fighting for, and you are worth fighting for. One day, I hope we can truly talk heart to heart, because there's so much I want to tell you, so much I want to share. But for now, I hope these words show even a small piece of what's in my heart. No matter what the future holds, I will always be grateful for you and for the love we shared. Lately, I've felt trapped in my own thoughts, trying to find the right way to tell you how much you mean to me. My emotions for you overflow, spilling into every moment of my day. No matter how much I try, I can't stop thinking about you. And now, with painful clarity, I see how much I took you for granted. You gave me your love, your kindness, and your time, and I didn't fully see how precious it was. I was too caught up in my own world to understand what I had in you. Now, all I feel is regret. Regret that I didn't treasure you the way I should have. I see now that your love, so pure and real, did something I never thought possible. It melted the walls I built around myself. You touched parts of my heart that I had long hidden away. The person I was back then feels so distant now because, in the warmth of your love, I found a part of myself I thought was lost forever. Nothing can keep me from you now. I finally understand what I want, what I need. The lessons I've learned in this time apart have brought me back to you. You're not just someone I love. You're someone I can't replace. I've met other people, tried to move on, but no one compares to you. You're my one and only, the person who truly sees me, challenges me, and makes me want to be better. Losing you, even for a little while, was the hardest thing I've ever gone through. But now I see that it wasn't just a random event. It was something I needed to go through to understand your value, to see clearly what I almost lost. Without that time apart, I might never have realized just how deep my love for you goes, or how much you truly mean to me. This love, our love, is something I'll never take for granted again. You are rare, one of a kind, and no one will ever take your place in my heart. I know now that real love isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to grow, to learn, and to fight for each other. And I want to fight for you. I want to build something real, something lasting. You are the one I want, and I hope, with all my heart, that one day I can show you just how much you mean to me. Until then, I'll hold on to the hope that our story isn't over yet.